After a billion-dollar hailstorm hits an area, your focus should be on running your business, not on insurance claims. We have helped streamline the insurance process for hundreds of roofing contractors across the U.S., and we can do it for yours too. Visit us online at c3adjusters.com and learn how we can help save you time and get claims paid faster.
Good afternoon, everybody. I am meteorologist Frank Gaetano here at the Hail Palace for our 12 p.m. daily hail forecast. Let's get right into the stuff that we usually go through before we get into our forecast. You can stream our videos live on our app if you're out in the field working. You just click that lightning bolt down in the corner of the screen. The screen will pop up after that, and you can see a smaller version of this video down in the corner. And if you click that and then turn your phone to the side, you will get a nice HD full screen representation of our forecast. Also, if you haven't set up your notifications, be sure to do that. You go to hailtrace.com, click on your notification settings over on the left-hand side of the screen. That'll take you to your notification settings. You can set it up to get it via desktop, mobile, or email, our push alerts when we send out those alerts. And then you can set it up for where you want. We do the entire United States, Canada, Australia, all the U.S. states, and then individual cities in those U.S. states. You can tailor your notifications just to how you want them. It's pretty awesome, so make sure you do that if you haven't done that already. Let's get into today's forecast. We do have a risk over in the mid-Atlantic states. Not a huge risk. Generally, for all three of these risks, hail up to about ping pong ball size would be our maximum size. Maybe a couple golf balls in a really strong storm. But yeah, let's talk about the mid-Atlantic states. We're going to have some storms firing off the Appalachian Mountains and moving off to the east, northeast, as well as some individual cells firing up in the southeastern states and moving northeast through the mid-Atlantic states. A 2% chance up here in the Pennsylvania area, and then 5%. Looks like there's a little more storm coverage down further, the further south you go in the mid-Atlantic states. And we'll show you a future radar representation of that via the models. We have a risk out in the mid. Basically, kind of a similar setup that we had last night with storms firing back here last night, but it's going to just push as this cold front just kind of slowly sags down to the southeast. It's just going to push that risk a little further southeast. Expect storms to fire this afternoon up in north central Wisconsin, work their way to the southeast, and then maybe a little back building of these storms into northeastern parts of Iowa. And then our last risk area, kind of similar to what it has been the past couple of days, with a big old ridge of high pressure over the western portion of the country and a trough in the eastern portion of the country. Things will kind of progress forward over the next few days, and that'll change a little bit. But right now, this is what it's been the past few days. We have a risk here in basically most or all of New Mexico. And then one thing we haven't had the past couple days that we are doing today, that I did today, was I pushed that risk a little further west into Arizona. Looks like some more individual cell coverage might push its way out that way. So I got a 2% chance for the Phoenix, Tucson area. 5% chance for Albuquerque, because we do have that similar setup that we've seen the past couple of days. Albuquerque area has been hit 2 for 2 the last couple of days with storms, so I did give them a 5% chance for storms today. And some of those storms might get into the western portions of the Texas Panhandle. You'll see that in radar right now. So here's the south central area of the country. I picked this one because it shows New Mexico and the Texas Panhandle. So it's kind of similar coverage over in Arizona. These storms fire, but they're kind of moving to the west, southwestward around that area of high pressure. But it looks similar to this, with individual cells popping up, kind of moving southward, south-southeast in New Mexico, south-southwest in Arizona, and then some of those storms getting into the western portions of the Texas Panhandle later tonight. Next area we're going to look at is the northeast. So you see a couple of pretty weak cells. If you look down here, there's like black areas on these cells. What we're looking at is a reflectivity, projected reflectivity from the model data, and those black areas are where it thinks the strongest updrafts are going to be. So when we see these little cells popping up with no black areas in them, it's not predicting very strong updrafts, but it is possible that there's some marginally severe hail. And as I said earlier, coming off of the Appalachians, tracking east, northeast, and then a little bit of thicker cell coverage down here in the southeastern portions of the country, coming up into the mid-Atlantic states through this afternoon and early evening. Expect things to kind of die down after the sun goes down. And our last risk area here, see cells firing here up in north central Wisconsin, working their way eastward, kind of lining up a little bit, working its way southeast, and then a little bit of back building here in the last couple frames of this run into northeastern portions of Iowa. Tomorrow's risk. Oh, go back to this. We don't have a risk area for tomorrow. It's a quiet day. It might be some general thunderstorm activity in the western portions of the country and in the eastern portions of the country as this trough kind of starts to break down and move its way off to the east. But we don't really see too much in the way of severe weather, severe hail. Country. Of course, it's that time of year where you can get severe hail basically every day. Just popcorn thunderstorm pops up somewhere, gets a pretty decent updraft for a couple of minutes, and drops a few marginally severe hailstones. So you can see that somewhere in the country. I'd be willing to bet there would be a hail report somewhere, but where that is, it's not obvious enough to get that. So looks like very minimal severe weather forecast for tomorrow. Coming up, forecast brought to you by the C3 Group. Check those guys out. They are in the description of the title of this video. We tagged them, so go check out them. They do some really great work. And here's talked about today and tomorrow. 1% chance. Not even gonna bother putting hail sizes. Up to 1.5 inches for today. 5% chance of a 3-star map and moderate population. Looking at Friday, things are going to move north as that trough starts to break down and kick out. We're going to have more zonal flow across the country, and that's going to push things a little further north out of Canada into the Dakotas area for Friday, and it's going to be pretty similar for your Saturday as well. Maximum hail sizes those 2 days right now, 1.75 inches, and pretty low population. And then looking at Sunday, there might be a little higher population. There may be a risk area developing in the Des Moines, Iowa area back towards the Omaha, Nebraska area, and we'll look at that on the map right now. Here's our area of concern for Friday. Again, as I said, the trough is going to kind of break down and kick out, and we're going to get pretty zonal flow in the mid-levels, just going straight across the northern parts of the country. And then you'll have little tiny shortwave disturbances that kind of glide along that flow and develop along that area, and then some mid-level jet streaks that come across, and that'll foster some storm development for Friday in southern Manitoba into the Dakotas and northern Minnesota. Pretty low population. Here's our area of concern for Saturday. Kind of the same story, just a little bit further south, corner of Dakotas, down into northeastern Nebraska. We'll have to watch and see how this changes over the next couple days here, and to see if like the Omaha area actually kind of enters the risk area. And here's my area of concern for Sunday. So again, it drops a little further south. There's a little bit more instability in the air, and if things do time out right, we could see Omaha and Des Moines both in the risk area for Sunday, but there's still a few days to go, so a lot can change in that time, especially during this time of year when things change day to day during the dog days of summer, as we like to call them. So if you do not want to miss any of our forecasts or updates, be sure to go to our Facebook page, click on the follow button. You'll see this drop down menu. Click see first, and anytime we post anything on Facebook, you'll be the first to see it. It'll pop right at the top of your news feed. You won't miss any of these forecast videos. And make sure, if you have any questions, comments, or concerns, give us a call at 855-334-4245. You can email us at info@hailtrace.com, or you can visit our website at hailtrace.com. In the lower right-hand corner of that screen, there's a little conversation box called Intercom. You can message us directly on there, and if anybody's available, we will message you back at our earliest convenience to help you out with what you need from us. And you can talk to our salespeople, the meteorologists, our office managers, even Derek gets on there, talk to the CEO of the company. So, thank you for watching. Have a great day.